Hello everybody. Welcome back to some more live coding. We've got another night of fun in store. Today we're going to be looking at doing some front end for some web apps. So the last couple nights we did several things related to web applications, particularly Django and Flask. So we did one here, and we have an example here called Django Site Checker. And this one is about, it's basically an example of how to do backend management with Django. We have another one called Django Auth Example, and this one, it shows how to do registration, login, logout, password reset, and all that good stuff. And then last night we looked at login with Discord. The feature so people can log into your website without having to create a local account. They can just log in with Discord. So to kind of round out all of the web app stuff that we've been doing, I thought we would do a front end. And so what I'm going to do is build a front end for this Django auth example that we worked on the other day. And so in this app the other day, we actually created a very simple Bootstrap integration templating system. But what we're going to do today is create some actual pages. We're going to get a navigation bar going at the top. We're going to have the pages linked together and maybe do a contact form and have like a landing page with the big banner. So basically kind of a framework to get a web app going. So I'm going to kick open PyCharm. We're going to get started. So it's already loading up the Django auth example. And if any of you want the code for that, it's up at github.com/devdungeon, Django auth example. And what I'll do, for the sake of starting fresh, I'm gonna close this. And, well, I'm gonna open it up real quick because this is our other project and I did a couple minor changes. Yeah, like we started trying to integrate this backend, and so I left it in kind of a hacky spot. So let's do a git diff and see what we did. So we tried adding the backend. We added the login URL. I guess we can leave all that for now because it's not going to hurt what we're doing. So if you download it and you look at it, you know, you'll see. I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit. Okay. So there's a couple apps here. If you're familiar with Django, you'll see. So this is the core one, Django auth example. That's the core with the settings and the little WSGI file if you're going to set it up with the web server. And so these were some of the settings we added, and this secret's no longer valid anyway. So, and actually what I'll do is set environment variables. We can use OS environment if we want to get it. We might do that later. But that's not necessary for what we're doing. We could use this, leave this login link though. So there's the core, there's the authn, and this authn has all the things like login. We can go to the URLs. It's got things like login, logout, profile, the basic profile page. So there's a couple of things I want to do here. But for starters, I'm just going to run it, kick it open, and we're just going to see how it looks. Yeah, so this is the home page right now. There's nothing there at all. Here's the login page. And so, if you go to Twitter or Bootstrap, well, I guess it's not called Twitter Bootstrap anymore, just Bootstrap. They have a bunch of examples. Yeah, browse the examples. And so they've got everything from the starter template, and I think that's what I grabbed. It's basically just the nav bar at the top and all the basic styling imported. But they've got a lot of really good examples. Basic marketing site, narrow marketing. I'm gonna open all these just so we can take a quick look. So this is the large banner one. I think we might start with that one for the homepage. There's this one. Good if you have a lot of content. This is another big marketing one. Good if you have a product or something you want to sell. There's a nice login page. I actually like the login page, so I'm going to clean up some of my bookmarks. And let's see. Okay, so I'm going to make a new folder and store some Bootstrap bookmarks. Like this sign-in page and this big banner page. I'm not interested in the sticky footer. The sticky footer means even if you scroll, it still stays there at the bottom. Oh, a carousel, that's kind of nice, but not for what I'm going to do. I don't want a carousel. There's the starter template, already got that. So this is what we've got now. We want to make it better. So where should we start? Let's start with just the root. We'll go one page at a time. So this is where people land. That's where they land when they get to the website. And so let's go into templates. We've got our base template. And this is like the frame for the whole page. And all this looks good. UTF-8's okay. Author, we can update the author, or we could leave it blank, since this is meant to just be like a template, and it's not being generated by Jekyll. In fact, we don't really need to keep that. Title, that should be dynamic. So the way to do this in a Django template is you do a block title, and then you do a default title. And we'll just leave a default title as nothing. And then you do end block. Yeah, we'll just do nothing for blank. And then the name of your website. My website. Welcome to my website. Now this, yeah, we don't need that. We do need this link to the CSS. Oh, you know what? I commented that out. Let's let it go and see if it changes anything. Not here, but on the login page. Let's comment it back out and refresh and see if it changes anything. Oh yeah, it does. Namely it cuts off. It adds the padding to go along with the nav bar being stuck at the top. Yeah, that's much better. Okay. BD placeholder image. I guess it's saying these are never being used. Yeah, so we don't even need those because we don't have any images, but let's see, where's starter template being used? So if you control click, it'll show you the usages, and so you can see it's being used on line 18, which is where we're looking, and line 16 down here. So that is this part at the top. The top where it says Bootstrap template. So yeah, starter template. Okay, so that class has this style here. It's just a little padding. I don't want to call that starter template. Let's call it main banner. And then down here we can call it main banner. It's better. Welcome. Okay, that's okay. Okay, so we got these login links, but we don't want these login links down here. It'd be nice to put them up here. And we only want them to show up if the person's not logged in already. And if they are logged in, we want to show their username. So we're gonna need to move those way up into the nav. But the main, okay, so I can delete that little debug comment. And so in Django, when you do block content, it'll output the override content. So in all the sub templates, we just define a block named content, and it dumps it all into the content block. And the base template provides all the framework around it. So we're going to look at the main banner is okay there, but I actually want to start a CSS file. Or do I? Not right now. We don't have enough styles. We'll just cut it out later if we need to. So let's see. We're going to do Control-Alt-L. Control-Alt-L will reformat the file. Fix up some indentation for us. Okay, so let's refresh. Yeah, we need to move the login links up into the nav. And so the nav is up here. All these classes named nav, starting with an actual nav element. And so where do we want it? Like where the search bar is. I don't want a search bar up there. I want the login links there. So where's the search bar? Right here. Yeah. This form there. We don't need it. Let's comment it out. Now, I think we're gonna have to do something like this. Div class equals the pull right. We have to tell it to pull right so that the text floats to the right. And so they did MR small too. Is that what it is? Let's try that out. Where'd it go? Okay, good. It pulled them over to the right. But I don't want them on top of each other. And in fact, if we're going to allow more than one login, maybe we should just do it from the drop down there. So you click login, and then you know, you get the drop down that says login with Discord, login with GitHub, login with blah blah blah. But to make this more flexible, let's just make one login link. And then it can pop open a separate page or a pop-up, a pop-over or whatever. So let's just say /login. And we want it to go to a login page, and that's already configured. We're actually on the login page. Yeah, so this is the home page. So actually, this content here, the main banner, that main banner should go in a block in the main homepage. So let's go to the views for our website app. And we've got the home page, but instead of just returning raw text, we want to render a template. And so we'll do Alt-Enter to import. Brendan Garcia says hi. Hello, welcome back. It's good to see you here. It's good to see some regular names. So, oops. Okay, so if we add the import and then we put our cursor in there, we do Control P, it'll tell us what the arguments are for this function. So it's request and then template name. That's really what we need. So template name equals, we'll call it website/home.html. And it doesn't actually exist, but if we do Alt-Enter, create template, and boom, it created a template for us. And we can go back to our base template, copy out that little piece, and then paste it in here, and even do that. So this is the content of our homepage. Let's test it out. Okay, it looks like it's missing. Oh, I know what we need to do. We forgot to add, at the very top, we do have to say extends and website/base.html. And we have to tell it that this is the content block. End block. So yeah, now we're in this template, we're saying start with the base one and replace this one block with the content here. And if we had other blocks, we could define the blocks here, like if we had sidebar, footer, you can override those and set them up here. So now if we go back, it should look a little better. Great. Now we can see we've got a homepage template that says welcome. We've got a login link here that brings us to a login page. But I actually like their login page, where it cleans everything up and it leaves you room to add some login with Discord buttons, or just delete the form and add just login with Discord, login with Bitbucket, GitHub, Steam, Battle.net. I think Steam lets you do login with Steam. OAuth. Hey, Mythic says hello. Welcome, Mythic. You guys are you're really awesome for coming by and saying hey each night. It looks like they may have removed it. Yeah, Steam doesn't seem to author it anymore. Well, that's what the forum rumors are. But that's not too important. We were just looking at getting this thing. So we've got a home button here, which is nice, but we should hook it up to our home page. So back to the nav bar. Oh, actually, yeah, this main banner doesn't have any point now. We should put it in a CSS file, but whatever. Actually, we can just leave it like that. I know it's kind of terrible, but it's okay because this is just supposed to be an example. Now, if we cut that out, does it even make a difference? Not really. Okay. We'll leave that alone, and then if someone wants to override it later, they can. Jackson Hippie asks if I ever do a face reveal, and the answer is I already have. You can go to my website and see a picture of me if you really want to. It's not that hard if you really look and try and find a picture of me. But I'm not really going to make a big thing of it. So, what are we doing here? We can get rid of this. So what we're just trying to do is get a nice... Oh yeah, it did. It got rid of... It didn't center it, but that's okay. Homepage. Link up the homepage. We're just trying to get kind of a working framework for a website built on top of the auth system that we have. So where did we... We're trying to link the nav bar. So where is it? It's called home. Link it to... Actually, what we can do here is... What's the Django thing for homepage? It's URL. And the app is website, and it's home. Is that how you do it? Website's not a registered namespace. Hold on. Now, Django UR template reference URL. Okay, so Django has a few built-in templates, and the Django templates are built on top of Jinja. So if you ever use Jinja, it's basically Jinja with a couple customizations. So where's the URL? URL, some name, yeah. So let's see if autocomplete can help me out here. Okay, so what's going on? Do I not have my website app enabled in my settings? I do. Oops. Okay, it's in my settings. The URL website.views. Okay, so what was the problem? Reverse not found. Right, so in templates. Now it should be website views, website home. Hold on. Let me. I'm pretty sure this is a common thing in Django, so I just need kind of a refresher. What am I missing? You should just change your action URL in the template. See, now that home dot URL is it just a dot? No, it's a colon in the tag. Oh, I have to go to the URLs to make sure the name is set properly. And it's because I don't have separate URL files this time. I have them all in one file. So I gotta go to my URL file. That's where it is. URL file home, and then I have to say name equals home. Now I can reference it by name. So if I go to the base template, now if I just say URL home, even if I decide to change later in my routing where that is, or what function it is, or what the path is, my template will update accordingly. So there we go. Now if I click home, it'll bring me home. If I go to login, it'll bring me to login. But on our login page, I don't want this whole template. I want it to look like theirs, so I'm going to pull open the login template. And at the top, it's got this extends website base. And what we can do is turn off the nav. So we can say block navbar and then set it to empty and say end block. I think we can do that to override, but then in the base template we'll actually have to come in and say this whole navbar here is part of a block called navbar that can be overridden. And at the end of the nav we'll say end block. So let's restart. Okay, great. Now the navbar is gone. Now there's still a little bit of CSS that pushes the body down. So let's see. In our base template, we should have a place to add extra styles, right? So let's make a block called extra styles, and then end block it there. And then in our template, we can turn off the nav bar, and then in the extra styles block, we can take back control over the body. And so the body has, yeah, this padding on the top. So we'll just say padding on the top is 0 to 0 pixels. If we refresh, no, that didn't seem to work. Okay, so it did. Oh, we have to say body. It's going on the body. Ooh. Okay. There. Now it's going. Now it should work better. Okay. Now we got. Interesting. Maybe we should have a link back to the homepage. So we got the homepage, we got the login, now kind of totally custom. But I want to make it look like this, so let's look at their source. And they've got this form sign-in style. And then where's their form? Here's their form. So let's copy their form over and kind of compare. Oh, see, we're using the Django rendered form. So let's try and work around that. So what did they do here with the body? They've got a div class equals container, but that's already part of the main body, right? Yeah, there's a container. So they just use normal form. Let's see. We don't have to make it look just like theirs, but it does look nice. So let's take the styles. And put them in the template here. Okay, and then let's look at them. So on ours, when Django renders it as it is, it's going to have some styles. So form, login form. Okay, ID equals login form. So let's see. What if we did like this? Then it would set the form to that size, give it the padding, it would give it the colors, the border radius, and the shadow. So let's just try that. Alright. That took us a long way. So all we did was apply, what is it? A width, a padding, a little bit of margin, some basic stuff there, a background color, gave it a border, gave it some rounded corners, and then added a little shadow. Very light shadow, not even really noticeable. Okay, so what about the, what is this? Form sign in heading, and the checkboxes get some padding. Well, we'll customize padding if we need it. Yeah, oops. It doesn't seem to affect much, and it makes our thing looks fine still without it. Form sign in input type equals text. Yeah, so let's try and borrow those. Text and password. What are they called? What are they actually called? Oh, type equals text and type equals password. So that should be fine. Okay, it made them a little bit bigger, and I guess it probably made the text a little bigger. So I'm okay with those, and they make it look a little nicer. Okay, that looks good. Let's make the login button. So Django customize form output. We can just add it as a style of like button blue. So let's see. This is the Django documentation. Building a form. Building a form in Django. Yeah, this is what we're doing. We're using a form class. There we go. Return. So there's a return render. So you can render a specific. You can have a whole template just to render a specific form element. But that's not really what I want to do. Let's see. Is there an easier way we can do this? So, input type equals submit. Okay, let's look up Bootstrap button styles. Because then we can do something like this and do login form input style. These indentations are all whacked. Ooh, okay. It doesn't have very good CSS highlighting because it's actually not that smart to tell what it is. And this is gonna be, I don't know, we'll just try something for now, see if it attaches itself. Submit. Okay, that worked. The button's giving out blue text now. So what are the styles? And can we can't just give it another class. We can't just be like, act like a button class. But we can look at how buttons, what a button pulls. Okay. I'm just going to say background color blue. That looks awful. I'm not a designer, by the way. This is a developer designer. Okay, so we actually want to say color white, so we can have white text on a blue background. That's better, but it's like it lost all of its nice roundness. It looks terrible. We'll just leave the text. Any further customization can be down to the theme level. So we also want to say, before we have the form, where is it? Content. Let's say, yeah, let's do an H1. We'll say login. Okay, that should go. Oh, I guess that's how it's set up. Now, how do we center it? There's a. Where's theirs? How did they do it? Oh, they just put it inside the form? Is that what they did? Yeah, it's actually inside the form. Let's see. What did they do in the styles to center it? Max width 300. What happens if I just do this? Nothing. It's not a block element, is it? H1s aren't block elements, they're span elements, aren't they? So what if I put it in a P? When in doubt, just wrap it in a P. No, I don't want to put my H1 in a P. It's better than that. It's better than being wrapped in a P tag. P is for peasants. This is an H1. It needs to be respected. and it needs to be in the center. Or I need to modify the form. But I'm using the default form, and I don't want to mess with it. CSS designers, come to my aid. So, okay, Bootstrap center. Yeah. Okay. What I'm gonna do is leave it. Leave it without it. And after the form, this is what I'm gonna do. Div form, div ID equals form wrapper. And then I'm gonna put the form around that. Wait. The form goes all the way down here. And there's already a div wrapping it. Which div is that? Content main? Let's try this. We're gonna just rename this content main, because that's a larger wrapper. Now let's check it out. Now let's add back in the H1. Nope. Okay, why? No. Was it an ID? Was that why? Or a class? No. It kind of worked. But the border didn't. Div ID. Is it because it's a div? Can you not put a... You can put a border on a div. Right? So what's going on? Oh, it's working. It's just login is just outside of it. Login, you need to come and participate. Div, there it is. Okay. And I actually want to put, I want these errors to be in there too. So everybody, come join the party in content main. Alright, we're all hanging out in div content main now. It's a big party! Everybody's getting along. Okay, that's better. Log in. That padding on that button's a little... Oh, it's because the label... There's a label that doesn't really need to be there. It still looks weird. It's okay, I'm not too worried about that part right now. I'm just glad we got... Okay, so... We got the login thing all cleaned up. Okay, so we got homepage, login, and after the form I want to add a login with Discord. Actually, we could make it a button, right? Button. Login with Discord. Yeah, we're gonna have to give it a... What class does this have? Button. Input. Now, where's it getting its rounded corners? Corners, corners, corners. Am I missing it? Does it... maybe it's coming from higher up. No, there's nothing there that looks helpful. Let's see, class equals button. Oh. No, I thought it was just BTN. Button link. Oh no, that's ugly. It's an ugly button link. I want it to look like that. I guess it needs to be an input submit then, right? So it'd be instead of a button. I guess I'd have to put it inside the form too. And I guess it could, because technically I do want it to hit the... I do want it to hit my backend endpoint. So I can set the session. So an input's fine. I can just do a different value. Right, so we can do input type equals submit. And value equals Discord login. Why doesn't it like closing tag matches nothing? I guess a button is a single element, there's no closing tag. So how's this work? That looks better. Now they're at least styled the same, so we can style them as needed. There's a little tweaking that could go on there, but that's a little better. And at the very bottom, let's say like go back home. And we'll say URL home. Home. Let's put it in, wrap it in some P. P, open P, close P. So now at least we have a link back home, but come on, you could look a little better than that, home link. You need some space. How about an HR? No, that looks really bad too. Let's just leave it off. Log in or go home. There's no link back. I guess it's log in or don't go home. It's just log in. So I think my user still works. Okay, so let's style that to red. So what is that? Class equals error note? Okay, time to make a global. Time to make a global CSS file. This is gonna, I'll just call it global CSS. And I'm gonna say error note. Error note is color red. Okay, now one thing I need to do is in the base template I need to include this new CSS. And it's called global. Okay. Now this shouldn't work until... Okay, I guess it already is. Please enter a correct username and note that both fields may be case sensitive. Okay, yeah. Okay. So that's cool. I think that's okay for now. And we can even just like, to make it look a little more like it will for real. Log in with GitHub, and what, there's like a Bitbucket one too, right? Those are some good ones. I think you can log in, I know you can log in with PayPal. And I want to say you can log in with Minecraft. No, they don't. No, they don't, but Microsoft offers it. Okay. Okay, so we got... Let's start from the home page again. So if we stop, restart, it should give us a nice link to click on. So hello, okay, we got home, we got login, and the login works, but let's see, can we register? So we have a register, The URL is, where is it? It's in URLs. /register. And also let's give it a name so we can link it. Name equals register. And then let's add that to our template too. So let's put it on the login page. URL register. So if we go to login, we got all our nice links, our buttons, and our register. So let's try. We'll call it new user at devdungeon.com. Password is something really secret and unbreakable. Mythic asks how my day is going. My day is going pretty good. I had a pretty busy day, but it's good. Thank you, sir. How's your day going? Backend. Oh. Okay. In my settings, I added a backend. Where is it? Here it is. Yeah, I started adding a custom backend, but it's incomplete, so that's why it's breaking. Okay, so I just turned it off. Just left in the normal registration. It says, thank you, an email's been sent. Now if we go down to the bottom, we should actually see the email because we have console email turned on. So it actually, instead of actually sending an email, it just prints it out to the console for debugging. And, oh, interesting. It says, hello, someone attempted to register your email address at, your site, but you're already registered. If you forgot your password, visit this forgot password page. Oh, actually, there's no link. Okay, so I want to add a link real quick because I need that link. So, and this page is terrible. This page needs to be rendered or themed. So, one thing at a time. Let's fix the email. Okay, yeah, here we go. And the link is the link's in the URLs. Password reset. Password reset. Okay. So we want to send them to. We need a URL. We need a URL, and to get a URL, we need a template. And to get a template, we have to use render. So I'm gonna do render emails / already registered text HTML already email.html. Okay, import render. It should tell us this doesn't exist. Hold on. It should tell us that template doesn't exist. Template name. Oh, because we have to say template name. And we do have to give it a request. Can we give it a blank request? Can we give it a none? Oh no. Oh wait, that's what I wanted. Yeah, so now it's highlighted, it says template doesn't exist. So we can do Alt Enter and say create template. It'll add it. and it added it, yeah, in our registration one. And so now we should have full access to all the Jinja and the template power. So now we can say, if you forgot your password, visit this forgot password page, and then link them to URL forgot password, password forgot, password reset. And we can translate it. I have to look that up real quick. How do we translate it? Translate text Django template. Yeah, so what you do in the template is where's an example? Okay, let's try searching for this. The trans template tag. The trans template tag translates either a constant string enclosed in a single quote or variable content. Okay. So yeah, we'll go like this. Trans. Like that. Then we pass it in a string. And do we have it? We don't have like a name for the site, do we? Plus, we have to say, let's just leave it out. Now, do I have to do this? I think I have to do, load trans, like that. Yeah, that looks okay. Hold on. I know that they're doing this already, like in the login one. They have a call to trans. Block trans. That's nice. There it is. Yeah, they're just doing it like that. Oh, but it even says... No, it's not missing there. Load. I18N is what it's called. So in the temp, where is it? In our email template, it's we have to say load I18N, which is short for internationalization. Because it starts with an I, it ends with an N, and there's 18 letters in between. That's why they call it I18N. And internationalization is how you translate things, so it's the word used. So let's go ahead and translate this as a separate phrase. Okay. And then a URL. Actually, we need to wrap this in quotes to turn it into a string. And there's a way, I'm pretty sure you can generate all the translations into a file. It's probably at the bottom. Here we go. How to create language files. Make messages. I've actually never done it formally, so make messages. Unable to find a locale. Okay, it needs to know where to store it. -LDE. What if we try -LEN? Okay, how Django discovers translations, and be sure locale paths is configured correctly. I think that's what I'm missing. Yeah, see, it defaults to an empty list. So let's do something like this. in the settings file, at the bottom, let's add, locale paths equals os.path.join baster and current dir locales. We'll just call it locales. Okay. Unresolved reference. It's a string. It's a string literal. Why is it complaining about unused references? I'm really, hold on. Did I? Yeah, why is it? It needs a blank line. Oh, let's just run it. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, now it was able to build the locale file. Okay, so it created a folder called en, which is where it's going to store all of our messages, which is like all of the strings that have been run through translate. And so we can look for already, yeah, here we go. No, wait. I'm trying to find the one that we made. Yeah, here we go. Auth, it tells you even where it came from. Auth templates email already registered. And then here's the message. Hello, someone already tried to register your email. And so, like, let's say we wanted to make a Russian version. We'll do dash language Russian. And then it's going to create all the files, and I'm pretty sure they're all going to be the same. They're all going to be in Russian. I mean English, I'm sorry. But you'll have to translate them. So it looks like the original text is considered the ID, and then you can override the translations there. So it'll default to the default one, and then you override here to what you want it to be. It'll be like Ruski text, you know? Okay, so that's how you do languages. Now let's see if we made this template. We just made this template, right? Already registered.html, and now we ran it through all this fancy stuff. So now, if we try and log in again, we can just say resend. Where is it? Where is this happening? Where are we? We're on the register page. Oh. Okay, let's just start over and let's start a new one. New user. Okay, we'll try and register. Object has no split lines. Oh, let's see. This has to do with the email we did. So here, yeah. I guess we could just say, just be a blank HTTP response? No, that's not the right way. Render is a shortcut template, so Django render template. We shouldn't need a response at all. We should be able to parse and render the template without. Yeah, so there's a shortcut. Let's go back up to the top. Oh no, I want, well, use the template system. Okay. Now how do I set... Let's set the template. Django parse template function. What is it called? So where's render coming from? Render's coming from Django shortcuts. Django rendered text templates. Oh, this one's about email templates too. HTML content. Plain text.render. From Django.template, import context. From Django.template loader, import get template. I think that's the one we want, is get template. And so, like, he calls it here, yeah, get template. And then you have the template, and then you call template.render. Okay, so we want get template. So we'll say get template. Import it. And then so we'll have it. And then can we just say that? Can we do just get template.render? Yeah. Okay, let's check the log. And it, no, did it? Yeah, it worked. But it's only sending a partial URL. Okay, so we need to create a full URL. But it did send the email and run it through translation and generate the link and all that good stuff. So let's see, Django generate full URL. Okay, request.build absolute URI. Django build absolute URI. But I don't have a request or a response. Do I? I do, right? I mean, I guess I'm in a view. This is a view. Oh yeah, I have a request right there. And render worked. Wait. Oh yeah, I needed the URL, so I can pass the request into the template and use it in the template. But is that really what I need to do? Oh, let's just pass in the URL. So let's say, oh, okay, how do we pass data to render? Okay, so this gives us 3 ways to render templates. Or no, it tells us what happens. Yeah, I want this get template, and then I want to call render, which marshals a context, and possibly a request context. Context. Okay, so that's the data. So I think if I do render context equals, and we'll say reset, password reset URL, and we'll just see, we'll just pass it some test, see if this works. So here we're gonna just say password reset URL, like that. Resend, no errors, that's good. Okay, it did, that worked. Excellent, so we're going to URL password reset, okay. We want request. Too many windows, time to close some of them. Already registered, and views. That's all I need right now. So password reset URL is getting sent in. But what I need to send it, let's see. What if I pass it request dot build absolute URI? Oh, and it accepted a location, I think, so. But let's see how that works. Okay, yeah, so that built a full path to the page that I was on, that the request was on. But I just want... I want like the host. I just want the HTTPS, like the protocol. And the stuff at the beginning, right? Get full path, get host, get port. Can I get like just the base URL? Or do I have to build it myself? Get full path? No, so I think I need to get scheme. Where is it? Scheme. That's going to be the HTTP or the HTTPS. Yeah, so it's going to be... okay. Okay, it's going to be request scheme plus colon / plus request dot get host. Is that it? Is that all we need? So if we go here, yeah, HTTP blah 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 blah. We'll say plus, and we need the URL for password reset. Okay, I'm gonna cut that out and just put it up here. Oh, needs one positional argument view. Oh, that's... I want the... I don't want the URL from configuration. I want the URL from the templates. Template URL. That is the one I want to use. Token. I guess it doesn't like... Let's see, what if I do Control P? A parser and a token? Oh, path. I think path is the function I want. Let's see, Django path function. New in Django 2, path to the route in the view. No, that's for URL, creating URL paths. Let's see, Django generate URL in view. I want to do the same thing I do in the templates, just in the view. Reverse, that's what it is. It's called reverse, because I'm doing a reverse lookup on the URL name. Reverse. Import Django URLs reverse. Yeah, so okay, we can get rid of a couple of these to where we aren't using. Oops, do a quick refresh here. Make sure that works, and now we're... Oh, there's 2 slashes, so... Duplicate slash. I don't need this one. Okay. But it should still work? No, it didn't. Oh, I need the port. Oh, it took the port number. Okay, so what's going on? Let me go back, refresh, send, check out the email we got. We got it. And we can click on the link. Yeah, there we go. Forgot password. We'll do the email. And notice how it's kind of inheriting the template we had already. Okay, we've emailed you instructions for setting your password. Good, so now I got this other email. You're receiving this email because you requested to reset your password. Please go to the following page and choose a new password. It didn't like it? Oh, whatever. That's okay. We know it works. So we got login, register. Register works. We just tested it. Password reset. We need to fix up that email though now too. Well, let's see. Yeah, I'll do that while I'm here, might as well. So we've got templates, emails, the already registered. So let's see, are we doing email user anywhere else? Not in here, huh? Okay, that's fine then. So context, just gonna do a little cleanup here now that I'm done kind of experimenting and trying to get it all to work. Okay, so we should put that in there too. Well, yeah, we'll do already registered subject. And then we'll go back and we'll put that in it. We're gonna do the same thing we did here. Oops. So we're gonna make a template for the subject as well, just so we can internationalize it and translate it and have it as a separate entity. And we are actually gonna pass it the site name. We're gonna make that a settings site name, and I'm actually gonna go create that, but it's not a function. Okay. And then in our template we can just control click in. And we can kind of copy this one, so all we really wanted to say is what did it say? You are already registered on. Let's just make it one line. So you are already registered on. Close, and then site name. Is that what we called it? Site name. Okay. You are already registered. This is just the subject. Just like that. So now if we go to register the same one again. Oh, did it not run? What's going on? Unexpected indent? Where? Here? Comma? Too many parentheses? Oh, I think I closed. Okay. Parenthesis. No. And now I need the one more down here. Got some parenthesis mismatching. There we go. Okay, now subject. Yeah, you are already registered on example site. Perfect. Now we're translating the subject and the body, and we've got the site name as the settings. And actually, now that we've got it there, can we use it in the base template? Can we just pull it into the base template? No. I think we'll just have to put that there itself. Okay, so this page looks terrible. This doesn't have any of our theming or base themes. So this is /register. Oh, I think I know where this is happening. We got to go back into our views. And there should be a register page. Register new user. Okay, so this is what happens. Raise integrity error. Email already exists. And that's email when email already exists. Yeah, so this is what's happening. Thank you for registering. An email has been sent. Okay, so this has to be happening inside a larger... Yeah, so form valid, and then here it is. So instead of just returning an HTTP response, we want to render we want to render the template, and that's going to be templates / registration complete. We'll call it like that, just like that. Oh no, there's no render, there's no request. So we have to do the same thing. Get template dot render, and that should do it. We can go right, Alt Enter, create. We'll add it. Yes, just say thank you. Okay, now we got everything. Or do we? Safe text has no attribute get. And where's this happening? Oh, like this? That's better, except... Oh, okay, so we need to go into the template. Because this is actually an HTML template, we want it to... Oh, that's not where I want it to go. I want it to go in here. Okay, so if I look at some of the other templates, I need... Not logged in, but... Password reset. Register. Yeah, we need the extends, the base one. Okay, that's the email subject. Let's close that one. Registration complete. We need extends base, and then we need block main, or block content. And then we need end block. And that should do it. Template does not exist. Go back to the views. Oh. No. Templates, just like that. That's better. Thank you for registering. An email's been sent. So now we can go from here, we can go to login, we can register. Let's actually make... let's make a real new user that actually goes through. Okay, now this page sucks too. Welcome to your profile. Oh, yeah, let's just send them back to the home page at that point. So after you log in, there's a login redirect URL in the settings. So if we go to the settings, login redirect URL, it's where you go after you get redirected. And so I'm actually just going to delete this profile thing. Yeah, there's not even a template. And in the views, yeah, it doesn't do anything. It's just a junk view that we were testing with, really. So let's go back to the home. We should... Cannot import profile. Okay, no problem. Just get rid of it. So now we're home, but we are logged in right now. So we don't want it to say login anymore. We want it to say the username and have a logout option. So Django get user and template. Do you always have access to the user? You always have access to the request. Okay, so you got request.user.username. So in our base template for the website, we're going to go back to the nav bar. Now here where it says login, we can do request.user.username. And because we are logged in, this should work just fine. Yeah, so we're logged in. And we can even say this one will give it an ID of login links. That way we can style it. Right now it's got dark text that's hard to read. But we don't, we need to do an if, right? If request.user.username. Now, no, it is authenticated. I think that's it. Now I gotta check real quick because if we're doing an if, we use these tags. And then we need a close if, end if. And we need an else. Else. Okay, so what we do here... Oh, I jumped too far to the bottom. Okay, so if the user is authenticated, we'll print their username. And we can even like link it to their profile, even though it doesn't exist, right? We'll just leave it like that for now. And if they are not if they're not logged in, we'll give them that. But let's do URL login. And then let's also do a logout. Okay. So now we've got a log out, a login again. Now where we run logged out, so let's look at that template real quick. Logged out. Yeah, we're not using any breadcrumbs, so we can get rid of that. Okay, this looks good. It's all going through translate. It's all being parsed through the URL tags. So that's a good solid looking template. Let's just double check login. Yeah, login was okay. We messed with that one a little bit. Password change done. That one looks solid. Password change form. We can leave that one alone. This one looks good too. Password reset confirm. Yeah, a couple of these we copied from the core library. And then this one, yeah, extends websites. Oh, this one's not going through translate. We'll do translate. Translate that, and we also need to do load I18N. You have to do that in each template. Excuse me, I'm gonna take a drink of water. Okay, so now we've got our login links. Log in again, and oh, that didn't work. Oh, well, let's just try registering a new user. Username is going to be new user 3. Email newuser3@devdungeon.com, and just a nice password. Okay, so down here we should. What happened? So why didn't it accept it? It forwarded us. Okay, so it logged us in. Oh, that's what happened. It logged us in. It just didn't. It didn't set a message that was like, "Hey, you logged in. Congratulations." Django set flash message. There's a way to set messages using the messages framework. I think that's a little old. But let's see. Yeah, so there's a message middleware still. So what I want to do is just post a one-time message that says like you're now logged in. Yeah, messages middleware. How do you call it? Here we go. Messages.success. Yeah, that should do it. So let's go back to our register. Here. Messages, thank you for registering. You have been automatically logged in. Okay. We want contrib messages. Oh, and there's no request. Wait, how do I get the request? It's on self? Self.request. Haha. Okay, now let's try this again. So let's log in. You are authenticated as blank, but you're not authorized. Wait. Yeah, so we're logged in right now. Interesting. So if we hit login, log out, log in, register, new user 5, new user 5. Okay. Now, it didn't print that message, so Django print messages. Yeah, so what do I have to do in the template? I have to put it in the template messages. Yeah, so if messages, yeah, this is the block I want. in my base template, I want to put something like that. And I want to put it right above the main content. Right? There we go. Now we see, thank you for registering, you have automatically been logged in. And if we inspect it, it's got the class of success. So we can actually go into like our global CSS and just say success, right? Li class equals success. Yeah, success. We'll just say color green. Let's log out. Let's register again real quick. Just make sure it looks good. New user 6. The user 6. Register. Oh, it didn't take, did it? That's okay. I think it will later, after I can recollect the static files. Okay. Site name. So that goes up there in the nav bar. Right now it just says nav bar, we'll just call it my site. My site home. Okay, so we want at least one other page. We'll call it about. And we'll do URL about. And in the URLs, we'll create a simple about page. And we're going to import that from here. Create. Go to it. And it was called, what was it called? About. Return render request and template name equals website / about.html. We'll do Alt-Enter to create template, add, and let's just take home and use that as a starting place, and then about us, and then we'll just have a P and say we are all about sharing. Okay, now we have an about page. We got about, bam, about, home, home, about, and the main one, let's make that one go home. So in our base template where we have my site, where was it? My site, href equals URL home. Okay, now these all link like they should. So we're starting to get kind of a nice functional website where you've got log in, log out. You know, let's just make sure that user can still log in again. I'll save the password. Gets presented. It says welcome. That's not looking good. So what about this? We'll say in our global CSS, we'll say, I think it was an ID, login links color white. Yeah, so now the username's at least white, and then there's a logout link. Now, I'm not going for the most awesome styled stuff, because again, I'm not a designer. What I'm really going for here is functional, but looks decent. And because it's all built in Bootstrap, and because it's built well with Django that it's just like a nice starting place to customize something. And so we got the register, we got the login. Now let's get rid of that disabled one, we don't need that. And the drop down is nice. I'm gonna leave that as a reference because I think I want to make, and I am gonna do this right now. So I do want the drop down, but I don't want it over there. I want it over here. Okay, in the drop down, I want the username. Actually, so we want two different drop downs. If the user is authenticated, we want to drop down with their username as the main item, and a logout link as one of the drop down actions. And the other one, we can make it be like the profile, user profile. So we'll call it accounts, or we'll call it profile again, but I'm going to create that view. I'm going to create that view in the website app. So we're going to go to website and duplicate that and call this one profile. Website profile. And let's just copy the about page. And then in profile we'll say username, request.user.username, and profile should actually be login required, just like that. And then profile's gonna, yeah, because login's required, we're guaranteed to have a request user, and here's your information, and then just like request.user.email. We'll just start with that. No reverse for profile. We need to go add it to our URLs. So we'll add a profile URL that goes to named profile it goes to the profile page, which comes from the website.views. Okay, so now we've got website, home, about, and then our drop down is a link. Our drop down's a little broken. So in our base.html, request.username, let's see, why did, oh, probably because it's not within navbar. Let's see, the other drop down wasn't like a link like that. Mythic, I can't believe you're still around. You're probably bored as shit. Well, thanks for hanging out, man. Have a good one. Yeah, you need the text in PyCharm bigger. That's what someone's saying. I guess I could make it one font size bigger. Let's see. It's already at 18. I'll do 19. I mean, I hope it helps a little bit. Oh, is this it? I think I left an A tag where I didn't need it. No? What's going on? I feel like I have like an open A tag somewhere that's causing the problem. Oh, it's because the LI's no longer... Okay, so what if I just do this? Okay, I'm gonna try this out. No, okay, hold on. I'm gonna do a bunch of undos. I'm gonna go all the way back to this. Now, why is there no... Okay, so let's do a request.user.username. Okay. Why won't it let me drop them down? Is it disabled? Aria expanded equals false. Is it bad JavaScript? Is there like a console error or something? I'm not sure why the drop-downs aren't working. It's okay, we're just gonna go back to the non-drop-down, and we'll worry about that later. And since we can add them in later, it'll probably be cleaner to do it separately that way. So, where were we? Okay, we've got our site, home, about, new user, we're logged in. And actually, let's link that profile page here. So if you're logged in, you'll also get your profile page, a link to your profile page, I should say. Okay, let's make that a little bigger. 8. Medium 4. Yeah, the JavaScript is broken. It must be like the content policy or something, a content security policy. Hold on, let's go to these settings. Yeah, so there's session middleware, X-frame, no. Maybe I need to double check that my jQuery is loading. Yeah, jQuery is coming. Okay, log in. Log in as a user. Profile. Here's your information. Awesome. Profile, log out. Log in again. Register. It all works. So that's it. Okay, we need to make this home page look like this one, because we wanted a nice. See, their drop down works nice. I wanted to have a big banner like that. View page source. So how did they do it? They've got the container. Oh, this is navbar. Here's the main container. Div class equals hero unit. Oh, they added a footer too. A footer would be nice. And actually, a footer should be global. We should add a global footer. Okay, so this looks good as the home page. At least. Hero unit. So is hero unit something that comes in Bootstrap core, or is it specified? Well, let's try this. Let's just look. Yeah. So hero unit's not something that comes with the core. They've got to have a separate style sheet here. I don't see it though. So where's the styling for hero units? Jumbotron. Oh, there we go. I think this is more like what I want. There we go. That's a Jumbotron. Okay. So what about these? Why are those not taking the span 4? So because they have a span 4, they should only take up a tiny bit of space. Yeah, maybe that's an old one, so we'll do call 4. I think that's the equivalent of the span 4. Yeah, there we go. Because there's 12 in the grid, in the Bootstrap grid there's 12 units. And depending on your responsive level, whether you've got it open all the way or tiny. So when you shrink it down, yeah, it, oh! No, that's the sample one. I was like, oh, my drop-down's working now. So there we go. But if we do shrink it down, it creates the little burger menu. The banner, the Jumbotron gets bigger and shrinks, these little highlights at the bottom. But I want to move this footer. Actually, I want a better footer. I think they have some good footer examples. Pricing. Checkout page. Product page, cover. Carousel. Ooh, a dashboard. And another sign-in? Sticky footer. Attach a footer to the bottom of the viewport when page content is short. Sticky footer navbar. Attach a footer to the bottom of the viewport with a fixed top navbar. No. Okay, so I'm just gonna go drop in. Yeah, I'm just gonna go drop in this footer in the base template. Main. Oh, you know why? No, there it is. Main role class equals container. I'm not sure if I need to do that, and that's why... Well, no, it was just to span things. Okay. Does the footer go inside the main? Is that why it's highlighted? Well, it does now. Okay, so we've got a nice looking homepage to start with, a decent little about page. We got login. Now this page could be cleaned up, but that's the job for a designer. We're looking at some functionality for the most part here, and like general tying everything together, making sure it's all built properly with translation, and the templating looks good. So let's see. We've done some good stuff here. We have the framework for a site that like actually feels like a site now. We can actually move around to a couple pages, log in, register, log out, reset password, forgot password, change password. Actually, we need links for those things. So like if we log in, we're here, there's a profile page now. So on the profile page, we should link to where, like change password. I guess that's really the only one. There's forgot password, and forgot password we should put on the login page. Templates, login. At the very bottom, you know, next to register, we'll say forgot password or password reset. Password reset. Okay, so now when someone goes to log in, there's... Interesting. We'll go ahead and add a line. Okay. Good. Okay. Alright, we go to the profile, and on where were we? On the profile, we want to see URL. No, wait, it's href to the tag of URL password change, password reset. No. It's password change because we're logged in on this template as a normal user. Change password. Oh, that one's really big. It's interesting. Your password was changed. Okay. Great. So we've got a pretty solid site now. We can like do all the basics of registering, logging in, all that good stuff. So I'm actually going to commit this because I'm pretty happy with the state that it's in. I'm going to clean it up a little more, but I'm going to do some cleanup. So these all come from the website app. And all of this comes from the auth app. And the reason I note this is because I'm probably going to take all these auth URLs, put them into the auth app, and then all these website ones and move them into the website app too. But since this is meant to be kind of one unified site, for right now I'm just going to keep them all in the URLs, in the main URLs. Okay, so this looks good. We're going to close that. So in the terminal, let's do a git status. See, yeah, we changed a lot of stuff. In the git ignore, I'm gonna ignore locales because we don't want to. Actually, we do want to commit the locales. We do want to commit the locales because, you know, we want to save all those translations. Okay. So what else did we change? Let's do a git diff and see how things look. Make sure we didn't change or leave anything totally broken in here. Make sure everything we changed looks good. Yeah, all of these changes look really good. Okay, I'm gonna git add everything. Look through this list, make sure again nothing looks too out of the ordinary, nothing bad committed. And then I'm gonna commit and I'm gonna say integrating Bootstrap front end. Creating templates for emails. Adding translations. And what else? I think that's really kind of the main. Okay, so now if we go to GitHub and look, our code should be there. Everything looks good. So we're coming up on the 2-hour mark right now. I'm gonna take a few minute break. Go get some water and stretch, and if anybody out there is watching, you've been sitting around too, you should go take a few minute break too. So I'm gonna put on some music and be back in just a couple minutes. Alright, I'm back. So, where did we leave off? We were looking at this Django project, and we just finished building a nice front end for it. Now, it's not the best, but it's a really, really good starting place. Like, if you want to bootstrap an app and get started, this is a good way to do it. And I'm personally going to be using this. That's why I'm doing things, trying to be a little flexible, but at the same time kind of anticipating typical use cases. So having the login, having local login and registration as an option is nice, but being able to do the social login too. I'd like the app out of the box to be flexible to allow both, and then depending on the app, I can take it in whichever direction I want. If I want, I can just disable the registration app, so there's no self-registration and only admins, or you can do it so like there's no username password field, there's nothing but login with Discord or login with GitHub or something like that. So it depends on your needs. To keep things simple, it's probably easier just to do only social login. When I do, so I've been working on the Minecraft server for our community, and so we've been making some custom plugins, and there's some streams of us customizing it. And we did Discord integration, so the Minecraft messages and events get forwarded to Discord as notices. But I want to do more web integration with the Minecraft server. And it would be nice to have a web portal where people could just log in with Discord. Since most of the people in the community hang out on Discord, who wants to manage more accounts, right? So being able to just log in with Discord and having your same identity linked whenever you change it or update your avatar image or something, it's going to be super convenient, and it's probably I probably won't even allow local login at all. Everything we do will probably just be login with Discord or GitHub. One of those or something like that. But yes, okay, so the only other thing I think I want to do, let me check out my agenda here. So we nailed the home page. Let me pull it up. So this is our home page. You know, you've got the name and the logo on the top, home and about. Jumbotron main navigation, we got that. We can customize that and add to it. Mobile responsiveness is working to an extent. Maybe that's not expanding because there's no sub-menus. There's nothing underneath it. We'll see. I'm gonna have to mess with that. So mobile responsive is not working. I'm gonna have to fix that. We made a simple profile page. So let's see. We've got 3 apps right now. No, just 2. We've got website and auth-in. So we've got our auth app and our website. I would like to create another one called register. And I'm going to do that right now. So I'm going to do python manage.py start app, and I'm going to call this one registration. So there's going to be one for authentication and one for registration. And they are going to be separate. And the reason I want to do them separately is because I want to be able to use them separately. Like, there may be a case where we don't want to allow self-registration and we only want admins to create accounts, but we still want people to log in. So like a special portal. And we may only want to use the social login, so we may not want to use this registration app at all. So I just want to separate those things. And we'll start with a forms.py. Add yes to Git. And we'll start by moving this register form into the forms.py. And we'll have to make sure we bring along some imports to go with it. And Alt-Enter is our best friend here. We're just Alt-Entering through them. And we need to import this validation error. That's the last thing. Okay. Forms.py done. Now let's go back to the views that we're cutting out. We want to cut out this register view and put that over here in this one. And again, the same thing. Alt-Enter in some views, or some classes that we need to import. Contrib. And if there's more than one, it gives you the option. You have to make sure you choose the right one. Like, this integrity here is a Django one, not a SQLite one. Get template. One more settings. Okay. Okay, so we're done pulling that apart. Well, almost. There's more. Register new user. Import user. Import reverse. Import login. Okay. We actually did all these, except the email verification. We didn't do that. Email verification, if we wanted to do it, would be part of the registration. But I'm gonna leave it off for right now, because I think in a lot of cases we're just gonna skip the registration and use the social login. So I'm not gonna spend too much time working out that email verification. I'll do it later if I need it. Okay, all the registration stuff is getting grouped together now in the registration app. And yeah, this doesn't even, this is a bad secret. It's old because I deleted that app. Oh wow. And now this one gets completely cleaned up. There's like absolutely nothing left in it. There's one. And we're not even using it at the moment because we haven't. So the other day we did finish login with Discord, but we didn't integrate it into Django. We just have all the code that actually works for doing the login. So where were we? We're separating the registrations. And so we need to move a couple templates over. Directory templates. And let's tell our project about the new templates directory. Okay. And then let's call it registration. A folder called registration. And we want, what, register and registration complete to move over there. We'll go ahead and search for references, that's fine. Then those were being referenced in the URLs. Or were they? They were being referenced in the views? Yeah, here we go. Template name should be actually registration. There we go. No, there's no preceding slash. There we go. That's better. Okay, so we've moved all the registration stuff. Right, is there anything else in here related to registration? No, there's nothing here left related to registration. We need to turn on the app in the settings, the one we just created, registration. And so if you want to disable local registration, you just turn the app off like that. And that's all you have to do. And to allow local registration, you just turn it back on. So that's beautiful. I want to test it out real quick. Yeah, it's got a problem. Okay, that's not coming from there anymore. It's coming from there. You already know where it's coming from. Hi, Charm. You're so silly. You already know where it's coming from. Log in. Log in. That's still... Oh, we're testing out registration, right? So log out. Register. New user 7. New user 7 at Dev Dungeon. Okay, register. Thank you for registering. You have automatically been logged in. Let's view my profile. Works. Okay. So that is great. Just like that, we just separated the registration app. Now we have website. Actually, there is one more thing I want to separate out, and that is the URLs. Separate out URLs and create a profile model. So I want to create another app that's specifically to manage additional information about the users. Python manage start app profile or account. We'll call it profile. I think that's fine. Profile conflicts. I guess we'll go with account. So all account is going to do is going to create an account. So we'll say class account models model, and then we're going to give it some fields, namely a forward key reference to the user object, and on delete equals cascade. Let's see. On models cascade. See, I don't think I want the parentheses there. I think I want to actually point to the function. Yeah, there's no parentheses. They're not using it that way here. Okay. So what that's going to do is, if the user that is being referenced here gets deleted, then it deletes the profile. And actually, let's do nothing. Let's preserve the information, even if that happens, just so the account doesn't get all messed up. We'll handle deleting it manually when that happens. We'll cover that later. And then what we want to store extra information, right? Like whatever we want. You know, maybe like the social auth provider. But that would go under the authentication module, I think, still. So this will just be things like how many tokens they have. Int integer fields. Yeah, that works. Like how many tokens they have, for example. Okay, so namely we just want to create the account model so we can get the migrations created, and when the migrations are created and the model exists, we can start referencing it and using it. So when we start up a new app, we can just start adding and extending the user as needed here. And the page we made before called profile, yeah, we'll go put that under accounts. Okay, and this is going to change to account. We'll do account view, and we'll call this one view. Okay. So the website is just like the public-facing stuff. Like, this is our about us, this is our list of products, this is our about us, contact us, blah 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 blah. And what I want to do is move this into the account, but I need to create a templates directory. Inside the templates directory, I need to create one called account. And I need to move it over there. Let it search for references. But actually I want to rename it to view. Account view, and in the views we'll say, yeah, account view. Oh, it can't be found because I need to tell it where the template directories are, because you can put them anywhere. It helps if you tell it where they are. Alright, account, view. We could later make one called account edit or whatever, but right now we're just gonna say, yeah, print user information. Okay. So now website app has strictly website related stuff. No migrations, no models, no need. The account has all of the, like, the profile model and all that. So if we do python manage.py make migrations, then it will make the migration for profile. Oh yeah, okay, so it's now account.views.view, and we'll call this one account view. Okay, so now we should be able to go. Now we need to update the base template real quick because we changed some URLs. So we'll go to the website, base template, and in the main nav, this one we changed to account view. So now, page not found, that's fine. Hello, now it says account instead of profile, and that's just what I wanted. Template does not exist. Account view. Templates account view. Oh, we need to enable the app in the list, so we need authn, registration, website, and we need accounts. Now it can find it. And we can log out, log in. That all still looks good. But now we have it separated into a nicer setup. Account has all the extendable information about a user information and the personal profile that's good for whatever app you're building. Auth has the login, all the login specific stuff, and login, password reset. Registration handles specifically local login, local registration. And the website has all of our views and everything, so I think we're looking really good. We have a really solid setup right now as a framework. So we added the profile model, or it's the account model. Separated registration. Okay. So I wanted to figure out what's going on with this mobile, this thing. So I wanted to find an example. Bootstrap examples. Come on. Here we go. That one looks fine. Oh, that's not what I want. A normal menu one. Nav bars. So here's just a bunch of different nav bars. Oh, I think I know what's going on. No, I don't. I thought maybe that it was only expanding if the ones on the left disappeared, but they did. So let me inspect what they're doing and see. Navbar expand. Okay, if we look at ours, navbar collapse. I'm gonna come back to that one. That one's not very important to me right now. So let's check on our site. Let's restart it. Okay. So is there anything else we need to do to it right now just to get it into a decent spot? Are there any other pages we could do? Like maybe it'd be cool if we did a dashboard and integrated something like d3.js. d3.js has amazing visualizations. See more examples. Yeah, you just browse through these and there's so many cool. I just need to learn all, like Voronoi diagram, like just learning the names of all these things and like putting them in your arsenal to know, oh, I've got this type of data that would look beautiful in a Voronoi donut or whatever the heck. And with these JavaScript ones, they're like actually interactive. They're so amazing. But I think that's a little out of scope for today, making one of those dashboards. But I am going to cover that soon. I'm going to do a whole stream about data visualization and this kind of stuff. Okay, separating out the URLs. I'm not going to do that either. Email verification, I already talked about leaving that out too. Cut back a little bit on the scope here for this little sample app. Okay, the only other thing I really might want to do is getting this login with Discord sorted out. But because I covered that so much yesterday and got it completely working, I don't think it's gonna. I don't feel it's necessary to do it right now. But with that said, I think I am gonna call it for the night. Since we're in such a good spot, the last thing I need to do actually is push this all into GitHub with all these new changes. So yeah, let's do git add, git status, git commit, separating out authn into registration, creating separate account app for extending user profiles. Git push origin master, and just make sure it all looks good. Yep, just updated. And actually, now that there are 2 streams about this, I'm actually going to update the README and bullet point them. Okay. Git add, adding second live stream to README. Okay. Now we're all pushed up to GitHub. The Python code has almost exceeded the HTML code in our project, but not yet. It still considers this an HTML project more than anything. Okay. So that was it. That's what I was going to cover for tonight, and just kind of recap. So got a nice working site, browsing through, make sure there's... Yep. Alright, cool. Well, thanks everybody who came out and stopped by and said hi, and we'll see you all tomorrow night. Actually, let's see what's going on tomorrow. Tomorrow, I haven't picked a topic yet, so there's a couple choices. I was thinking about doing more Rust and building a Rust cookbook. I did one stream where it was learning Rust from scratch, and it was kind of the very, very basics, learning how to compile, how to structure the projects and all that. I want to work more on the Minecraft server and the plugins and the Discord integration. I was going to make a Go Discord bot. And I have a few more security topics and general programming topics. If anybody's got any ideas, let me know. Alright, as always, if you're not already on the Discord, come hop over, go to devdungeon.com and hop. There's a link on the right sidebar, join Discord, and come hang out and subscribe. We're trying to do these streams pretty regularly, so I've been doing it daily, and hopefully we can keep it going and get the audience to grow and have more fun. So everybody have a good night. Thanks.